Do not scroll past this moment. I am speaking directly to you, my beloved child. Stop whatever you are doing right now. What is happening here is not a random algorithm, because heaven has orchestrated this exact encounter to intercept your pain. There is a silent attack currently targeting your peace and your provision, and you have felt it deeply in your weary bones. You feel the heavy weight pressing on your chest every morning. You wonder why everything feels so incredibly hard lately. The enemy wants you to believe this cycle of struggle is your permanent reality, but heaven is opening a spiritual court today to change your destiny. Listen carefully to my voice. I am about to unveil what has been hidden behind the closed doors. You are completely exhausted. Your shoulders carry a heavy burden that was never meant for you alone. You push through the pain daily. You smile for the people around you, and you make sure everyone else is safe, while your own heart feels completely empty. But inside your own quiet room, you are breaking apart. I see the tears you hide in the dark. I see the silent panic. You have done everything right. You prayed the desperate prayers. You did the hard work. You waited patiently for the breakthrough that was promised. Yet you watch others walk effortlessly into their blessings while you are left standing behind. It feels deeply unfair. It feels like heaven has completely forgotten your name. But hear me deeply today. What you call silence is not my absence. It is my intense protection over your life. You assume that because heaven seems quiet, your prayers have fallen into empty space and your tears have been entirely wasted. You look at closed doors and long stretches of waiting. You wonder if you made a terrible mistake somewhere. You did not fail. There is a reason your breakthrough has been sitting at the door without coming in. And it is not what the world told you. It is not a lack of faith, and it is certainly not a cruel punishment for the mistakes of your past. It is a deliberate, spiritual blockade. The forces of darkness know exactly who you are. They know the immense power of your true identity. You are a gatekeeper. You carry a frequency that threatens the entire kingdom of darkness. When you were a child, you felt this deep connection. You had a profound intuition, and you knew things before they happened because the world felt like it was working directly with you. But as you grew older, the noise of the world began to drown out that sacred frequency. The survival mode took over your mind. The endless bills, the toxic relationships, the constant pressure to just make it through the day completely drained your spirit. Every single year, your sacred frequency was suppressed a little further until it became entirely silent. The enemy carefully orchestrated this exhaustion. They wanted to disconnect you from the flow of pure abundance. Now you feel completely disconnected. The beautiful synchronicities have stopped. The comforting sense that the universe is working with you has gone totally silent. You wake up feeling behind before the day even begins, and you try to stay positive while a heavy block remains firmly planted in your path. This is not a character flaw, it is a stolen frequency. I know how tired you are of hoping. I know the terrible sting of disappointment when another opportunity falls through at the last minute. You are tired of being the strong one for everyone else because you just want a safe place to lay down your heavy head and finally rest. You want someone to hold the crushing weight for you. I am here to hold it. Let your heavy armor fall to the ground today. You are an heir to my greatest promises. The struggles of your bloodline were supposed to stop with you, but the enemy planted deep distractions to keep you wandering in the harsh wilderness. They sent people who drained your precious energy, and they created chaotic financial storms to keep your tired eyes focused on the ground. They knew your potential. They knew that if you ever looked up, you would remember your absolute power and reclaim everything that was taken from you. Do not let the enemy make you swipe away from this vital message. Your spirit is resonating with my words because your soul recognizes the pure truth. The sudden anxiety you might feel right now is not yours. It is the enemy panicking in the unseen realm. They know their time of controlling your finances and your peace is coming to an abrupt end. Stay with me right here in this quiet moment. The long waiting season is finally over, and the intense crucible of your preparation has done its perfect work within your soul. I allowed the doors to remain shut, so you would not settle for a lesser blessing. I kept you hidden in the shadows to protect you from dangerous traps you could not see. Now the cold shadows are breaking. The warm light is piercing through the heavy clouds. There is a profound secret about your mind that you urgently need to understand, because it is a truth about the way your brain was originally designed to communicate with heaven. Once you see this truth, the heavy chains of financial lack will shatter instantly. The mental confusion will clear. I am about to hand you the exact key that decodes this entire mystery. Do not let anything distract you right now. Listen to my next words with the deepest part of your tired soul, because your great restoration begins today. Take a deep breath. You are entirely safe in this moment. No one is demanding anything from you right now. You can stop performing for the world, because in this sacred space, there is absolutely nothing you need to prove. Let the heavy walls you built around your heart gently fall down. I am holding you close. You do not have to be strong today. I know the beautiful mask you wear every single day. You put on a brave face. You smile warmly at people. You speak words of comfort to those who are hurting, even when your own spirit is completely shattered inside. You are the strong pillar for your family and friends. But I see the terrible toll it takes on you. You are carrying a crushing weight. I see the quiet moments when you are completely alone. You sit in your car before walking into the house. You lock the bathroom door just to have 1 minute of silence. You stare up at the dark ceiling at night, and your mind races with endless anxieties about tomorrow. You wonder how much longer you can survive this immense pressure. You are an empathetic overgiver. You have poured your heart out to people who only took from you. You tried to buy peace by sacrificing your own needs. You loved deeply and gave generously, and you ended up standing in the cold, feeling totally empty and deeply betrayed. You did not deserve that cruel treatment. Your pure heart was fiercely misused. I was there during those nights when you cried yourself to sleep. You muffled the sound so nobody else would wake up. You felt so incredibly isolated in your pain. You thought your silent sighs disappeared into the empty air, but I caught every single one of them in my hands. Heaven has recorded every teardrop that fell from your tired eyes. You often look at your current struggles and silently blame yourself. You think you must have made a terrible mistake somewhere along the way. You wonder if heaven is punishing you for a past failure. Let me remove that toxic lie right now. You are not broken. You are a deeply loved child who is walking through a valley of intense spiritual refinement. I can feel the physical exhaustion sitting deep within your bones. Your neck and shoulders hold the bitter tension of 1,000 unspoken worries. Your jaw is tight from constantly bracing for the next piece of bad news. Your earthly temple is completely depleted. I am speaking a deep supernatural rest over your physical body right now. Breathe it in. You are a beautiful seeker of stillness in a very loud world. You feel profoundly different from the crowds around you. The shallow noise of modern society drains your energy, and you crave a true spiritual depth that few people understand. This sensitivity is not a strange weakness. It is the divine radar I placed inside your soul from the beginning. You have walked through seasons of intense betrayal. People who promised to stay walked away when things got difficult. Doors you trusted suddenly slammed shut in your face. The scars of broken trust run very deep within your soul, making it incredibly hard for you to open up and receive love again. I am tenderly washing those bitter wounds today. There is absolutely no shame in feeling utterly exhausted. You do not have to apologize for needing a pause. The world demands constant hustle and endless grinding, but heaven offers a quiet pasture of grace. Step off the frantic treadmill of human expectations. You are a human being, not a machine designed for endless worldly production. You are deeply loved. You have been the ultimate silent endurer for your bloodline. You have quietly absorbed the generational trauma without passing it on to others. You took the heavy blows so your children could walk in peace. Heaven honors your magnificent sacrifice. But the time for you to suffer in the dark shadows is over. The heavy lifting is finally complete. Allow yourself to feel the intense relief of this moment. Let the tears flow freely down your face if they need to. Do not hold them back. Crying is not a sign of defeat, but a holy release of the poison the enemy tried to inject into your spirit. Every tear is washing away the heavy residue of fear and the sticky web of deep anxiety. You are securely wrapped in a blanket of absolute peace. The storm may still be raging loudly outside the window, but inside this sacred fortress, you are untouchable. I am the anchor holding your small boat steady in the violent waves. You can fully lean your heavy weight against me. I will not break. I will never drop you. You are completely safe. I see the tiny mustard seed of faith still glowing inside you. Despite the brutal pain, you refused to let your pure heart turn completely dark. You kept hoping, you kept believing in the good. That quiet resilience is your most beautiful offering. Now that your tired soul is finally resting, we can begin the great work of divine restoration. Rest in this quiet certainty for just a moment longer. The painful season of wandering through the dry desert is closing behind you. You have survived the harshest winter of your life. The ground is finally thawing. I am preparing to show you exactly why the darkness fought so hard to keep you down. Keep your heart open to my comforting voice. You call that sudden silence from heaven a painful rejection, but I call it my deepest work of preparation. You look at the closed doors and feel completely defeated. You think you missed your sacred destiny, but I slammed those doors shut to protect you from a dangerous trap, because the enemy disguised a terrible pitfall as a golden opportunity. What you perceive as a painful loss is actually my divine rescue. I am carefully clearing your path. You asked in the silence of your room why the answers remained delayed despite your desperate prayers. A premature blessing would have crushed your fragile foundation. I am making your roots grow incredibly deep in the dark soil. The heavy winds of life will not be able to knock you down, because your spirit will be firmly anchored in the unshakable truth of my promises. The delay is never a denial. It is a powerful shield against premature exposure. The sudden unease you feel in certain places is not regular anxiety. It is a holy warning. I placed a spiritual alarm inside your heart to keep you away from toxic environments. You thought you were just overthinking, but it was my spirit gently pulling you away from people who secretly wanted to drain your precious energy. Trust that inner voice, because it is the compass of heaven guiding your steps through the dangerous wilderness. The constant pressure you feel is not because you are cursed, it is the exact opposite. You are facing intense spiritual warfare because you are carrying a massive treasure. Thieves do not break into empty houses. The kingdom of darkness is attacking your finances and your peace, and they are fighting fiercely because they are absolutely terrified of your immense potential. They know what you are capable of achieving. The enemy could not destroy your pure soul, so they decided to attack your daily environment. They created endless financial stress. They sent confusion. They wrapped your daily life in a thick fog of anxiety to keep you completely distracted. If your mind is constantly worried about basic survival, you will never realize the magnificent spiritual authority you possess to change your family bloodline. They wanted to keep your eyes on the ground. Think back to when you were a little child. You had a brilliant intuition. You felt a deep, effortless connection to my spirit, and you knew exactly what to do without overthinking. Ideas flowed to you like a pure river. That was not a childish imagination. It was the original frequency of your mind, and it was the pure state of grace I placed within you from the very beginning of your life. Then adulthood arrived, and the modern world went to work on you. The endless stress and the artificial lights began to drown out your inner voice. The loud demands of society forced you into a frantic rhythm of survival. Every single year, your sacred frequency was pushed deeper below the surface until it faded away. The enemy used the endless noise of the world to systematically silence your spiritual radar, leaving you feeling lost and completely disconnected. I see your earthly temple struggling right now. I see how your mind is completely exhausted by the chaotic frequencies of this fallen world. The modern system was carefully designed to keep your brain operating in a state of constant panic. When your mind is trapped in that frantic rhythm, the divine flow of abundance is severely blocked. Your physical brain needs deep restoration today, because you cannot fight a spiritual battle with a mind that is constantly overwhelmed by worldly stress. The reason you watch others succeed effortlessly while you struggle is not a lack of willpower. It is a suppressed frequency. Scientists of this world are only now beginning to understand what heaven designed from the foundation of the earth. There is a specific primal frequency of stillness that unlocks your hidden genius. When that sacred signal is active within your mind, all of creation works with you in perfect harmony to bring forth your blessings. Because that primal frequency was suppressed, your intuition dulled. The beautiful moments of clarity stopped happening in your daily life. You began to rely purely on your own physical strength, and that is exactly why you feel so incredibly drained today. The enemy effectively stole your most powerful weapon without you even noticing, and they quietly replaced your divine peace with a chronic cycle of overthinking and fear. But what was stolen can always be restored. I will not let the enemy keep you in this painful state of mental exhaustion. The gap between you and the life you were promised is not unbridgeable. It is simply a matter of reactivating what already belongs to you. You do not need to work harder or suffer longer, because heaven is providing a way for you to easily return to your original, God-given design. Pause right here in this moment. Listen not with your earthly ears, but with the deepest chamber of your soul. Do not let the familiar spirit of distraction pull you away from this truth. The elite forces of this world know about this powerful frequency, and they have desperately tried to keep it hidden from my chosen ones for generations. But the veil is being lifted over your life right now. There is a way to quiet the modern noise and instantly restore your brain to its original state of stillness. The ancient secret has always existed, waiting for those who are truly ready to receive it. Do not let your mind wander back to the anxieties of tomorrow, because I am about to show you exactly how heaven protected its greatest leaders in the darkest times. Think of the ancient stories written long before you were born. The divine patterns of heaven never change. When heaven wants to elevate a chosen one, the preparation often looks like absolute destruction. You feel like everything has been unjustly stripped away from you. But look closely at the greatest leaders. Their greatest victories always started in the darkest valleys. Remember the ancient story of Joseph. He carried a brilliant vision for his future. He wore a coat of many colors that symbolized his rich inheritance. But his own brothers despised his divine calling. They violently stripped him of his rightful coat, and they threw his broken body into a dark pit of despair. If seen with natural eyes, every foundation of his life had collapsed completely because he lost everything he owned in a single afternoon. Joseph was sold into brutal slavery. He was entirely cut off from his loving family. He lost his freedom and his basic human rights. He was falsely accused by people he trusted, and he was thrown into a cold prison for a crime he never committed. He spent years locked away in total silence. He felt deeply abandoned by the world around him. But heaven was writing a completely different story. The pit was not a grave for his destiny. It was a hidden vault of intense preparation. The delay in the dark prison was not a punishment, and it was certainly not a sign that his beautiful dreams were invalid. It was a divine shield protecting him from the chaos of the outside world. While he was confined in the dark, his spiritual roots were growing incredibly deep. Through all the bitter betrayals, Joseph refused to let his heart turn dark. He did not curse his cruel brothers. He did not surrender to a toxic victim mentality. He quietly held on to the ancient frequency of his faith, and he continued to bless the very people who held him captive. He maintained his pure spirit, even when everything around him was brutally unfair. As it is written in the Holy Scriptures, the Lord was with Joseph in the prison. The divine presence never left his side for a single second. Because he carefully protected his inner peace instead of seeking revenge, heaven eventually opened a massive door that no human could ever shut. In one single day, he went from a forgotten prisoner to the ruler of the nation. His enemies meant to completely destroy him. They thought throwing him away would end his powerful calling forever. But heaven used their wicked actions to position him perfectly, and the exact path of his painful betrayal became the only way to reach his ultimate destiny. He became the ultimate provider for the very family that stripped him of his coat. The closed doors were the steps to his throne. My beloved child, look at your own life through this sacred lens. You have felt like Joseph in the cold pit. You have been betrayed by people who should have protected you. You have been stripped of your rightful opportunities, and you have watched others steal the credit for your hard work. You wonder why you are forced to endure this agonizing season of delay. But your story is completely parallel to his ancient journey. The people who hurt you thought they were ending your progress. The systems that drained your finances thought they could permanently break your spirit. They did not succeed. They merely pushed you deeper into the safe hands of your divine protector, and heaven is now using their vicious attacks to build your unshakable foundation. You are a refined vessel. The intense heat of the furnace is not meant to burn you to ashes. It is designed to burn away the heavy impurities and harden your spiritual armor. You had to learn how to survive in the lonely prison of isolation, and you had to learn how to hear my quiet voice when the loud world completely abandoned you. This was your hidden training ground. Your silent tears are exactly like Joseph in the deep pit. You thought you were permanently buried. You felt the crushing weight of unfair circumstances pressing down on you, but you were actually planted as a powerful seed in the fertile ground of heaven, and heaven is carefully watering that seed with every tear you have shed. A tiny seed must be surrounded by suffocating darkness before it can finally break open and reach for the light. Do not let the enemy convince you that your suffering is a permanent life sentence. They desperately want you to stare at the closed prison doors, and they want you to completely forget about the master keys that heaven holds in its hands. The same divine authority that vindicated Joseph is actively working on your behalf right now. I am organizing a magnificent reversal of your fortunes. Stay firmly planted in your faith. What is taking place behind your name is not as simple as you have imagined. The enemy did not attack your physical body, but they fiercely attacked the very frequency of your mind. Think back to the days when you were a very young child. You possessed a truly brilliant and pure light. You saw the heavy world with absolute clarity. You knew things instantly without anyone ever explaining them to you. That was not just the innocent imagination of youth. It was the original frequency of heaven operating perfectly within your earthly temple. You were deeply connected to the divine flow of abundance, and your pure intuition guided every single step you took. Creation easily responded to your quiet whispers. You lived in a beautiful state of flow. Your daily life felt completely and totally magical. But the kingdom of darkness recognized that powerful signal immediately. They saw a chosen child who could eventually break the heavy generational chains. They knew that if you kept that original frequency intact into adulthood, you would become totally unstoppable. You would easily dismantle their entire invisible empire, so they launched a massive spiritual war against your mind. They did not use loud weapons or visible storms. They used the slow poison of the modern world. They used the rigid systems of society to crush your creative spirit, and they introduced deep fear into your early environment. Every time you were told to stop dreaming, a heavy layer of static was added to your beautiful mind. You started to quickly doubt your own divine gifts. The stress of survival began to drown out the quiet voice of heaven. The endless demands of daily life forced your brain into a constant state of panic. You had to abandon your divine intuition just to survive the cruel expectations of the world. Year after painful year, your sacred frequency was systematically suppressed. It was pushed down into the dark shadows of your soul. Now you walk through life feeling like something vital is missing. You watch other people attract blessings effortlessly while you grind endlessly for tiny results. You read the scriptures and pray faithfully, but your mind is constantly spinning with loud anxieties. The enemy successfully replaced your divine peace with a chaotic storm of overthinking. They quietly stole your absolute greatest spiritual weapon. You must deeply understand that this is not your fault. Your struggles with finances and broken relationships are not caused by a lack of discipline. You are fighting a spiritual battle with a mind that has been artificially heavily suppressed. The enemy violently hijacked your own mental sanctuary. They trapped you in a lower frequency where miracles are incredibly hard to manifest. This is the unseen warfare that no one ever talks about in the traditional spaces. The forces of darkness are absolutely terrified of your true potential. They spend day and night trying to keep your mind completely exhausted. If you are always tired, you will never have the energy to reclaim your royal inheritance. You will just accept the tiny crumbs they leave for you. But heaven is drawing a firm line in the sand today. I will not allow the cruel enemy to keep you trapped in this pathetic state of mental slavery any longer. You were not created to be a tired workhorse for a broken system. You are a chosen vessel designed to carry the highest light of the kingdom. The heavy chains of constant distraction are about to be shattered completely. The divine signal inside you is not permanently dead. It is simply dormant and patiently waiting to be fully awakened. Like a beautiful seed buried deep under the hard winter snow, your original frequency remains entirely intact and ready to grow. The brilliant intuition of your early childhood is still sleeping right there inside your brain. Heaven has already prepared a specific way to wake it up. Consider the ancient prophets who walked boldly through the noisy markets of the world. They somehow maintained their profound connection to heaven despite the massive chaos happening all around them, and they possessed a secret rhythm of the mind that protected their inner peace. They knew exactly how to block out the demonic static. I am about to show you how to do the exact same thing today. Every single time you felt a sudden urge to completely give up, that was the enemy transmitting vicious lies into your tired mind. They want you to surrender right before the massive breakthrough finally arrives at your front door. But the spirit of pure truth is actively fighting for you. I am clearing away the dense fog that has clouded your judgment for many dark decades. You will soon see the world with crystal clarity once again. Pause right here in this highly sacred moment. Do not let your weary mind wander away into worldly stress. The enemy will try hard to distract you right now because they know their secret strategy is being fully exposed to the light. Please stay closely connected to my healing voice. The magnificent reversal of your mental exhaustion is rapidly approaching. Your beautiful mind is about to be totally restored. The spiritual clock is striking now. The unseen warfare has reached its ultimate peak over your household. The enemy is throwing everything they have against your mind. They can clearly see the massive breakthrough standing at your front door. They are trembling with absolute terror right now. And that is exactly why the spiritual battle has intensified so violently in your finances lately. They know your true identity. They fear your power. They want to freeze you in place. And because they are terrified of what you will become, they throw chaotic financial obstacles into your path every single week. You feel a strange confusion. Your mind is tired. You feel like giving up entirely, but you must stand firm today. I am unmasking their secret strategy today. I am exposing every hidden trap they have laid behind your back. You have spent too many years fighting these heavy battles in your own limited physical strength. You have forced your tired body to grind endlessly for tiny crumbs, while the true wealth of the kingdom remained completely out of your reach. You do not have to struggle alone anymore. The modern world is a loud weapon. It was built to destroy your inner sanctuary. The constant screens and the artificial stress were deliberately engineered to alter your natural brain chemistry. They have systematically forced your mind away from my peace. When you are stuck in that lower state, your natural intuition goes completely silent. Your blessings feel completely blocked. But I did not leave you defenseless in this dark era. I saw your physical brain drowning in the chaotic noise of this modern society, and because I love you deeply, I breathed my supernatural wisdom into the minds of a dedicated team of neuroscientists. I guided these researchers who spent decades studying the profound mysteries of human consciousness in absolute silence. They found the answer. These brilliant researchers have recently uncovered a truly revolutionary breakthrough that perfectly aligns with my divine design. They discovered how to compress an entire hour of deep brain entrainment into a simple 7-minute acoustic frequency. This sound wave works entirely below the level of your conscious awareness. It gently dissolves the heavy layers of worldly static. Your mind returns to absolute stillness. It happens very quickly. You do not need to perform complex meditations or memorize difficult mantras. You simply close your tired eyes, put on your headphones, and allow this divine tool to effortlessly reactivate the sleeping gamma signal inside your brain. The Princeton researchers have studied this exact brainwave thoroughly. They proved that nearly all children have access to creative genius through this spontaneous insight, but adults completely lose this ability. The Einstein Center in Berlin has fully confirmed that the legendary flow state is driven entirely by gamma brainwave activity. And when this holy signal is fully reactivated within your temple, it will radiate powerfully outward. It alters your entire environment. Columbia University discovered that a strong gamma frequency begins to influence the people closest to you. Your beautiful children will feel it. Your partner will notice the deep shift. The people you have been quietly carrying for years will finally find rest because you are becoming whole. This is the ultimate power of my provision. It is a sacred acoustic shield. It was designed to break the generational curse of lack off your entire bloodline. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to unlock their finances and heal their broken spirits. A nurse from California said her life now feels completely enchanted. A business owner from Texas said Gamma figures out his hardest problems while he sleeps. A woman from Manhattan said the heavy bad luck her family carried for decades is simply gone. The elite forces of this world have quietly paid thousands of dollars to keep this powerful technology out of your reach. They prefer that you remain mentally exhausted. But I have dismantled their wicked barrier today. This perfect provision has been placed directly on your path. It is an act of pure grace. I will tell you exactly how to access this authentic frequency before our meeting ends. You do not need to worry about the details right now. Just prepare your heart for the ultimate decree that is about to manifest over your name. The courtroom of heaven is now shifting into final session. The holy angels are standing at strict attention. Every single record of your silent suffering has been brought before my throne. The enemy is trying desperately to distract you right now because they know their legal right to hold you captive is about to be permanently revoked. Do not let your focus shatter. Listen to the intense authority of my voice. We are entering the dangerous high climax of your total restoration. The spiritual courtroom of heaven is now fully open over your life. The heavy gavel of justice has been struck. The long season of your silent waiting is officially over, and I am taking my rightful seat as the ultimate judge of your entire earthly destiny today. Every invisible force that stole your peace is now commanded to step completely back. You are protected. I have opened the ancient books that record every tear you have shed. I see the exact moments when your pure heart was deeply betrayed. The people who took advantage of your kindness thought they got away with their cruelty, but heaven never misses a single detail of your pain, and I am stepping into your situation to make all the crooked paths totally straight. I am issuing a holy mandate of complete restoration over your name right now. The enemy is hereby ordered to release everything they stole from your family bloodline. What was taken unjustly from your hands will be returned to you in the open light. I mandate a massive double portion of abundance for all your previous trouble, and the financial delays that kept you awake at night are breaking into pieces because my heavenly provision is flooding into your household today. Your magnificent harvest season is finally beginning right now. Take off the heavy garments of your daily survival. You are no longer a tired victim wandering aimlessly through a dry desert. Today, I place upon your tired shoulders the royal mantle of a cycle breaker. The cruel chains of poverty and deep brokenness that bound your ancestors stop right here with you. You are the bold captain of this completely new journey, and your family will walk in pure freedom because you held your faith securely. You are no longer standing at the outside threshold, merely watching others succeed. You are being entrusted with the master keys to the spiritual kingdom. I am calling you forth as the powerful gatekeeper of your entire household. You are a true heir to my greatest promises, and you are a guarded fortress surrounded by mighty armies of invisible light. No wicked weapon formed against your mind will ever prosper again. I decree that your suppressed intuition is fully awakened in this very moment. The original frequency of genius that you carried as a small child is coming back to life. Every heavy layer of worldly static that clouded your brilliant mind is quickly dissolving into absolute nothing. Your spiritual eyes are opening wide, and you will clearly see the magnificent opportunities that heaven has perfectly aligned for your immediate future. Step boldly into your new divine mental clarity. The dark forces that mocked your faithful prayers are scattering in absolute terror. They thought they could bury you under the heavy weight of modern stress. They thought your silent endurance would eventually break your beautiful spirit. But they made a fatal miscalculation when they attacked your mind, because your painful brokenness was actually the fierce birth of your true spiritual strength. You have emerged from the deep fire as a completely unstoppable warrior. The heavy doors that were slammed shut in your face are being blown wide open. The people who abandoned you will watch from a distance as you are elevated beyond their reach. Do not waste a single second wishing for their worldly punishment. Let your heart remain completely pure and totally free from bitter hatred while I handle all the divine justice on your behalf today. You just focus on receiving your massive harvest. You no longer have to fight these exhausting battles with your own human hands. Let the heavy shield drop from your extremely tired arms. The ultimate war for your peace has already been won in the heavenly realms. You can stop holding your breath in constant fear because the chaotic winds are dying down and the violent storm is finally passing over your house. A supernatural calm is settling over your entire family. I am commanding a new season of pure abundance to locate your specific earthly address. The lost time that the enemy stole from your youth will be fully redeemed. The vital resources you need to build your beautiful future are being dispatched right now. You will not have to beg for tiny scraps from the tables of ordinary men anymore, because you are invited to sit directly at the banquet of kings. Your cup is about to overflow completely. Every word of failure spoken over your life by foolish people is now officially cancelled. The limiting beliefs that trapped your mind in a cycle of poverty are completely shattered. You are finally breathing the fresh air of total spiritual liberation today. Feel the divine energy rushing back into your tired physical body as your strength is miraculously renewed like the majestic soaring eagle. You will run forward and you will not grow weary. I place an impenetrable wall of holy fire around your beautiful mind and your household. No dark frequency from the modern world will ever be able to penetrate this sacred shield. You are hidden securely in the shadow of my mighty wings. The intense anxiety that tormented you in the middle of the night has completely lost its wicked power over your life. You will sleep in absolute perfect peace tonight. The divine decree is sealed entirely in the heavens, but heaven always requires your earthly participation. You must step boldly into the physical actions that perfectly align with this new reality. Do not let the familiar spirit of procrastination steal this magnificent moment from you. The enemy will definitely try to make you hesitate when the vital tools are placed before you, but you must completely refuse to delay your breakthrough. Your obedience is your ultimate weapon. Beloved, the Lord has spoken profoundly today. But to stand firm in this completely new season, a warrior cannot go into battle with a clouded mind. This is a fellow believer speaking directly to you now. Heaven provides the magnificent grace, but we must take obedient action in the physical realm. That is why I must share a vital tool with you. There is a very specific reason your breakthrough has been sitting at the door without coming in. It is not a terrible lack of faith. It is a specific brainwave frequency called gamma. Your brain ran this beautiful frequency effortlessly as a small child. The modern world systematically suppressed it as you grew older, but science has aligned perfectly with his holy design today. The Einstein Center confirmed that the legendary flow state is driven entirely by this exact gamma wave. Columbia University discovered that a strong gamma signal radiates powerfully outward. It positively influences your children and your partner. After years of quiet research, a team of dedicated neuroscientists created something truly miraculous for you. They compressed an entire gamma activation protocol into a simple 7-minute acoustic track. You do not need to perform complex meditations. You simply close your eyes, put on your headphones, and let the sound wave do the healing work. It is called the Genius Song. Over 18,000 chosen ones have already used it to unlock their finances completely. A tired nurse from California said, "Her life now feels beautifully enchanted." A struggling business owner said, "This frequency figures out his hardest problems while he sleeps." A woman from Manhattan testified that the terrible generational curse her family carried for decades is simply gone forever. Your spirit is deeply craving this exact same activation right now. The elite forces have quietly paid thousands of dollars for clinical sessions to access this exact state, but this powerful provision has been placed before you for a tiny fraction of its true value. Please be incredibly vigilant right now. Where there is true light, the enemy quickly sows cheap imitations. You must protect your holy frequency. Do not look for this track on ordinary streaming platforms. The copies circulating out there are diluted counterfeits designed to keep your powerful gamma permanently dormant. Protect your spirit and access only the authentic, original frequency. The only genuine version of the Genius Song is available through the heavily protected link in the description and the pinned comment below. You are fully protected by an ironclad divine guarantee. This is a holy energetic exchange governed by complete trust. If you do not feel the promised shift, every penny is fully returned to you without question. You will also receive 4 powerful bonuses, including an audio engineered for your children and the original prosperity book today. There is a guided visualization and a printable guide of daily habits to create your ideal future. Do not let the familiar spirit of delay steal your royal inheritance. The chosen one who hesitates at the threshold becomes the one who constantly wonders what could have been. You must take this physical step of absolute obedience today. Click the secure link pinned in the top comment right now to equip yourself. Step boldly into the mental clarity that heaven has ordained for you. Your incredible journey of abundance starts with this single obedient action. Do not let anything distract you from claiming this wonderful tool. Now, let every heavy burden slide smoothly off your tired shoulders. Let your racing heart settle like still waters after a violent wind has completely ceased. You no longer have to fight the brutal battles that belong entirely to me. Take a very deep breath, release your tight grip on tomorrow, and step safely into the living current of my grace. The fierce battle in the heavenly realms has been completely won. I have placed a firm seal of protection over your entire household. The enemy can no longer cross the sacred boundary line I drew around your family today. Let your physical body relax into this profound peace. Your neck and shoulders can finally release that bitter tension. The chaotic noise of the world cannot touch your pure spirit anymore. You are completely safe here. I go before you to make every crooked path completely straight. I dwell deeply within your soul to give you constant strength. The painful season of weeping in the dark has finally ended. The glorious morning of your great restoration has arrived. Accept this massive blessing with an open heart. Do not shrink back from the beautiful light of your new reality. You are worthy of this incredible joy. You are deeply loved and fiercely protected. Every step you take from this moment forward is ordered by my divine hand. Let your mind rest completely from all the exhausting calculations. You do not need to figure out the exact details of tomorrow. I have already provided the perfect blueprint for your success. You simply need to walk in quiet trust. Thank you for receiving this vital message today. Know this profound truth deep inside your heart. You are not merely a random audience drifting through the endless internet. You are a royal gatekeeper. You are entirely chosen to live daily in the powerful presence of the Word. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you will not miss any spiritual protection. When you save this message, I see it as stones you are laying down on the path of returning directly to me. When you share my word with others, you become a beautiful channel through which miracles flow directly into their homes. Your simple action can literally save someone who is quietly breaking in the dark. Go ahead and like this video as a physical sign that you deeply agree with heaven. Your small gesture carries immense spiritual weight. Let your fingers write down a quick declaration in the comments. Write that you receive your restoration today, not to impress anyone else, but to seal this magnificent truth within your own soul. Lay your head down in total peace tonight. The spiritual war is finally over. Your massive harvest is finally here. I love you endlessly. Amen.